You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Okay, Edgar's flickered there.
Fool. Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers.
Edgar just fights primals.
And they are no less ignorant than you. Following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded.
Well, that's where we were going until you attacked our caravan.
Do not squander a mother's gift. Hear, feel, think.
Oh no, she's turned into an ice wraith. Verflare or Verfire. Verrock? Yeah, is rock super effective against ice? I'm just used to nearly everything being super effective against ice. I think breathing's super effective against ice.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
Bye, Ribcage Man. Okay, so the recording was going. I just kind of frantically pushed the button till it started. Yeah, I ate about a few minutes after I started the queuing, if you're wondering how long I've had that food buff for. For the 12 you're alive, I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? I saw it did what? And you're certain about that. Are you? Travanians are skilled with glamours after all. Look, if you say what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see? No? Fair enough. Well, I was only asking. Edgar has gotten a lot of head trauma, but Edgar has yet to see anything. If you ask me, there's not to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the frozen cold. Let's save it for the rising stone. Say, hey, I'll get everyone to meet us there. Ah, but before that, you had best pay a visit to Whitebrim Forant and speak with Alphino. He's pretty worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing out politics with the Ashgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you again. I mean, Edgar did go down during that fight. Are you sure you weren't hallucinating? Brings up arm that's just covered in ice. I'm pretty sure I'm not. But which floor is Alphino on? That's the real question. Not on the first floor. Is he in the barracks? No. Is he playing with politics? Yes. There he is, and none of the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for all when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you'd be so kind. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning, but not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration, and one for which we have Edgar to thank. Yes, you are right, of course, Sir Emmerich. We should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, cannot have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Well, I only fought Iceheart there, so I can't really say about all of the heretics. And she became Shiva, and I didn't see any crystals nearby. So, either the matters of Iceheart's escape, but she can outrun forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillmont, is the caravan ready? The supplies that you men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Riven's Tor. Of that I have no doubt. I will take the self-same supplies to heretics stole from House Fontain's caravan. Unless the crystals which compose the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of what was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause, all the same. Oh, and on a related note, Edgar, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? Tis not for my benefit, a certain lord was more distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Only a half? Then again, when I first got my blood drawn when I was little, it nearly almost took that many people to restrain me, so... Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray, do not think less of him. Let's see. I guess I would be a fourth of a dozen people had hold me down while they drew blood, because my dad and a nurse had to hold me, while the doctor also had to hold me while they drew blood from me. I was a strong baby. Uncompared to how I am right now, where I am very weak. Strong baby, weak man. What were you thinking, Edgar? Waging your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? That's kind of Edgar's job. Edgar just hunt primal. Edgar don't do other thing. Edgar tried to do other things. And give me a headache. And then encouraging the abomination into engaging the abomination of mortal combat. By the Fury, Edgar, this is the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages, or that I had been there to fight by your side. Ah, you would have been tempered, and I would have had to then Edgar would have had to put you down. Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of the dear friend for a variable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Emmerich wished to have words with you and Master Levelin in private. He awaits us in the intercessory. Why can't you just say the building next door? Yeah, let me in. I guess Edgar could come too. Please be voice acted.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautalon.
What's Nautalon again? I've forgotten. Secondly, Alphino, they don't have the men. They're all being thrown haphazardly at dragons.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment.
That's because Garuda want those trees. I don't know why they want the trees, but they want them.
Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Bahamut a dragon like primal?
And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
Then again, they might not feel any threat because Bahamut was defeated.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We too have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Considering that they summoned the primal, we do have an investment there.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Alphino, that's what you do a lot. So shut up. And eat a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights?
Someone wearing blue and wields the Moonlight Sword.
One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Levelin. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
I can't remember the name of that sour candy now, the one with the head exploding on it.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service.
And this is how Alphino gets thrown into a dumpster.
Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
I wonder how your people think Edgar looks.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
As they just have the merchant just buried face first in the snow.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
We don't remember. Edgar probably remembers, but he don't care. And I don't care, and I also don't remember. The only thing I care about is what's those glowing liquids in the bottles over there. And why is there 4 cups when there's 5 of us? Well, that's going to be it for this episode. See you all in the next.